they were very brave. Tipu Sultan, go and check it. You know we are well read, we are well versed. Before, you cannot do this type of job we are doing if you don't study very well. If you don't know what you're doing. As I was saying, the Portuguese were in Macau, in China. The British had taken over Hong Kong. They were planning to. There was war raging. Europeans were trying to carve out the whole of Asia for themselves. Japan said to Dutch, to Holland, to Dutch sailors, they always come with ship. Initially, please, can we have one of those guns? The Dutch went back and said, hey, let us launch an expeditionary force to Japan. They have nothing. Because the emperor of Japan, in fact, Japanese people are very intelligent. They went back and they copied, they replicated the gun into thousands, into millions. They were waiting for the Dutch. When the Dutch came to land, when they wanted to establish what is called a beachhead, in Japan, in one of Japanese islands, when they looked up, they saw guns pointing at their faces. And they ran back. And Japan was never colonized by Europeans. But despite our years of dining or trading with Europeans, no African country, including the brave Zulu people, they are very brave. Zulu people, very, very brave. Despite the fact that we have been trading with Europeans, no African country managed to produce a gun to rival the machine guns that the British had, or that they brought with them, or the muskets that they had with them. And I want to shock all of you. Do you know that the same guns that the British brought with them, before Britain came, 300 years before Britain came, the Hausa people had such guns as well, manufactured in Katsina, in Gobe, and in Kano, and also in Zaria. Have you heard of that? That was why when Flora Shaw, the girlfriend of Lugard, went to the north and saw a relic of the guns produced by indigenous Hausa people, she was shocked. She marveled. She couldn't believe it. Do you know that if Hausa people, if not for the influence of the Fulani and how Fulani people destroyed Hausa monarchies, they have a monarchies, the Hausa people had the right equipment to fight the British, and Nigeria would not have been colonized by the British. Do you see the negative influence of Fulani on the lives of indigenous populations in Nigeria? Go and ask any historian that knows his or her onions. When Flora Shaw came in her book, she was writing for the Times. She published an article in the Times newspaper. And she said that the Hausa people, Hausa, not Fulani, Hausa people had an advanced civilization 300 years before a white man could manufacture a gun. Hausa people had it. The reason why Britain managed to overrun Hausa land so easily was because before the British came, there was a virus in the land, Fulani Janjaweedism, that neutralized the Hausa people to allow the British to take over. Hausa people were technologically advanced more than any other person in West Africa. Hausa, yes. Hausa people had muskets, they had guns before the British came. And the guns that the Hausa people manufactured were older than the ones that Britain came with. Flora Shaw, because her father was a general. The father of Flora Shaw was a general in the British Army. And she loved traveling. The family had a sense of adventure. Are you listening to me? Determination. It is not today that Fulani have sought. It's not today. I think that Satan created them to come to destroy people. That's just their job. Had Fulani not come and deceived ordinary Hausa people to turn against their own, which is what they always do. The same way they convinced Igbo governors to turn against their people, they convinced Ohanese. That's what they always do. I don't know how they managed to do it. I don't know. The same way they can go to Yoruba land and pick up somebody like Tinubu and convince him to become and make him the ruler of Yoruba people. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how Fulani does this. Not that they went to school. I don't know. I kept asking myself, how do they do it? I have no idea. You'll be in your house and they'll come, they will get one or two people, they convince them, oh, you're going to serve us, and they say yes. Exactly what they did to Hausa people. Because of them, the British came. And maybe Britain realized it and said, if not for this janjaweed from the foothills of the Futajalon, we would have found things very difficult with Hausa people. And maybe that was why they gave them the rulership of the zoo. What am I trying to say? Is that in a revolution, your brains must be open at all times, receptive to new ways of thinking and new technology. If we had used the Molotov cocktails, as we said, we would have stopped them. I said use nails, pour it on the road, in advance, almost 2 weeks ago. And you're calling me in the middle of the night, oh, they're coming through Enugu, and I told you what to do, and you couldn't do it. I said, place nails on the floor, small, tiny nails on the floor. Any vehicle that has tire on it will be grounded. You couldn't listen, your mind was on palliative, rice and the cartons of Indomie. You forgot the battle in front of you, that you are fighting for your future and the future of your children. Now this battle has gone to the diaspora. I remember what my mom told me. There is a diaspora that will save everybody. My mother told me that. This battle has gone to the diaspora, and you're going to see how we will treat these politicians when we see them. You'll be shocked what we're going to do to them. Because people in Nigeria, you're too hungry to fight a revolution. I told you before that Che Guevara, the celebrated, I think he's the world's most celebrated revolutionary. He came to Congo to fight. He got to Congo and he said to Congolese people, let us go into the bushes and fight. One said, no, my maize is there. I want to eat. Let me harvest my maize. The other one said, I have okra. I want to go and get my okra. The other one said, oh, let me go and get pepper. He left them and went back to America, to South America, and said, these people are not serious. And then he made that famous comment that an African man puts the needs of the stomach way and above the need for his freedom. Che Guevara, the most celebrated revolutionary in the world, he knew black people. He knew African people. Why was it that only the black race was enslaved and taken to the Americas to work as farm animals? Because we have no honor and dignity. Instead of a Japanese man to become a slave, he would rather kill himself. And funny enough, that is how we Biafrans used to behave. I have said this numerous and countless times. For those of you that have not read the book, Roots, go and read it. Read it, please. Some of you don't read. You just watch movie and stay on social media. You don't read books. Go and read Roots. I think it was written by Harvey, isn't it? What's the name of the author of Roots again? That very beautiful. Or you go and watch the movie. Maybe it's better for you. Go and watch the series called, I think it's either on Netflix and one of those places. Go and watch it. It's called Roots. Go and watch Roots. If you watch it, you will feel sorry for yourself. But there is a place of pride in that very book. There is a place in that very book where it's actually described who we are as a people. Alex Haley, that's the name of the author is Alex Haley. I read it as a 16-year-old. I read Roots when I was 16 years old. I was waiting to get into the university. That was when I read it. As a 16-year-old. Roots. Alex Haley. And that book, in Alex Haley's books, that was one of the most influential books in my life. Because inside that book, I read that some people were taking it from around Obaru. You know Obaru. The white people, the British came, slave catchers, and caught the man and the family. And a few of them from Obaru. They went along Orimiri Obaru, not River Niger. The real name is Orimiri Obaru. They took them all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. As slaves, of course, they stopped briefly in Ijoland. They took them to the Americas. They found themselves in Georgia, in America. They found themselves in a place called Savannah. I have been there myself. I fetched water from there. They took them to Savannah in Georgia, the creeks of Savannah. And in that very place, they don't speak English. They were doing sign language. The man asked them, Swahili. I never imagine. The white man said to him that he should go with another man, that they are going to serve them. And the man from Obaru is from Obaru. The man said that he spoke in Igbo language. Where we come from, Ebani Sibia. In Igbo language. You know, those slave raiders in those days, they understood the language. That is why they can go and raid a place very easily. These people with their chains from Obaru in Anambra State, finding themselves in Savannah, in Georgia, the state of Georgia in America. It's from Atlanta to Savannah is 5 hours drive. I've been there. We drove for 5 hours to get there. 5 hours going, 5 hours back, 10 hours. The man said, instead of me to serve a fellow human being as a farm animal, we are better off dead. And they walked into the water and they drowned. And the white Americans were amazed and they asked them, where did these people come from? They said they are Igbo people. Do you understand it? That book was an inspiration. That book told me about who I am. Alex Haley's roots. That there are men of honor. Rather than become a slave, used like a farm animal. When I give birth to children, you sell them and I'll start crying for equality. I would rather die, because if I do it, you will have nobody else to sell.
Hello, Casey. Hello, good morning. Alpha, Casey, that one we see for the room of 40,000. The man go collect half. I won't see. They won't give me the money. Now 20K, they won't give me. Okay. You go give me the money. I'll find you. If you give me the money, I will come to your place now. We'll go there. Please. Please, like they're giving me 1 week. I'm coming now. You bring the man go now. Go from there. They go your side now. Okay. Okay. Hey, brothers. We are left side there. Magwe. Oh, okay. Front. Anugwe. Okay. Oh, okay. 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 Oh yeah, now go collect. I'll go call you. They have not given me the money. If they give me, okay. They have not given me. If they give me the money, I'll call you. Okay. Oh, just let me pack you.
Like a compromised idiot. And they succeeded. And they put pressure on all of you. They lie, they cheat, they deceive. Now you've gone back to your houses, they've come out on the streets again. Do you see how it works in the zoo? Next time, if you are not prepared for this battle, please do not come out. Do not come out. That was why Asorok, the mask wearer, or should I say, Fulani Cabal, that was why they gathered together and said, Buhari to Nigerians, be wary of divisive actions and utterances. They're talking about us, of course. They went to a meeting. I have the minutes of the meeting. They said that the greatest threat to Nigeria's existence is IPOB. We must demonize them. Goodluck Jonathan left the meeting and called Wike, who is loyal to him, and said, do something in Iguacha, please do something. All the ex-heads of state, go and read their statement, they resolved that IPOB is the greatest threat that Nigeria is facing. Do you understand? Be wary of divisive actions is IPOB, and utterances. They got a few cowardly ethnic idiots from Igbo land and Yoruba land. They ganged up. They brought race in, they brought ethnicity into it. Despite the fact that all of you were there looking koro as DSS thugs were attacking protesters, you did nothing. They used BRT buses to carry to carry hoodlums from Mushi to protest grounds to kill protesters. Police were watching. The same police you trust, the same army you trust. Black people, you people have a mental problem. That is why they brought out everybody. It's IPOB's fault. IPOB did it. You know, Igbo people, they're very weak. You see an Igbo man now shouting, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. Once the enemy propaganda starts to filter through, if you look back, you can no longer see them. Because mentally they are not strong. Some people have said, right, you should have calmed down. If we had not participated in the protest, they will say, you did nothing. When we needed support, you didn't give any. Now we have given support. They say, because we knew you don't have the brain to last in this situation for only 4 weeks. People were shot at Lekki, and after a while, everybody disappeared. People should have kept coming. Go and bring your own guns in your houses, double barrel and everything, as we did against the thugs. Do the same thing against the army. We ring the whole places with CCTV cameras, broadcasting live to the whole world, so you will see them when they are coming. They weren't able to do it. Everybody went home, and they said, go, we will listen to you. Go, we will listen to you. Some people called and said, please, our life is in danger. Next time, tell me your life is in danger in Kanu or Kaduna because of what we are doing. You see what I will say to you. And they disappeared. But I am very, very confident. You see those people on the streets with now their bags of rice and indomie from palliative warehouses. They are going to feed very well for the next few days, and they're now going to come out in force. And when they come out now, let me tell you what your problem is. The greatest problem you have in Nigeria is the politician from your village. Not even outsiders. The one from your village is more dangerous. They're the ones who are going to calm you down. Oh, don't do this now. Oh, don't do that now. Oh, don't do this. Oh, remember, it's our land. Remember, we have no infrastructure. It's only the field. And I asked them, is the police station at Ekusigo an asset? And they couldn't answer. 200 million people being treated like idiots. You have journalists working for politicians, all of them. Newspapers that should be writing and saying the truth, because they threatened Channels TV, AIT, and Arise with fine in a democracy. All of you were there looking, and they threatened them with a fine. Everybody developed cold feet. Because you're black people. Or should I say the world is heading into a very dangerous place at the moment. I'm telling you the truth. We are going to rise up again and we're going to fight, and this time the fight is going to be more strategic. They don't want you to protest on the streets, then you protest in the bushes. That is the only language you understand. Of course, some of you, the same way you were looking for bags of rice, some of you come out and start asking for amnesty. The Avengers came very, very close to achieving restructuring. They called them and gave some people money. And as they were going back home, their snipers were taking them out one after the other. They give you money now in Asaba at Ifan Okowa's office. They give you a bundle of money, euros. That was all they were sharing then. They give you a sack of euros, and on your way back to the creek, they wait for you on the road, and their snipers will take them out one after the other. That was how they killed the Avengers. That is why you no longer have the Avengers. They were killing their top officers one after the other. They came down to the creeks and arrested everybody and took them to Abuja. They're still there till today. Some of them, if you don't know, in DSS custody. That is how they do things in Nigeria. So you need to be very, very tough mentally to resist them, because everybody is in on it. Your so-called ex-president wants his allowance to continue. They buy him Mercedes-Benz Maybach every 2 years. They want to answer, because if you divide Nigeria, that means Jonathan can no longer have clout now to travel about and say the ex-president of Nigeria, or Obasanjo for that matter, because that country no longer exists. Can you imagine somebody coming out and saying the ex-president of Soviet Union? Who will listen to you? Or the ex-president of Yugoslavia? Who will listen to you? That's what they're doing. The worst enemy you have is that politician in your village. And next time, we'll get it right. I can assure you, we'll get it right. And on that note, we are going to open our lines and to see if 1 or 2 people can call, that we may take your calls this very morning. Tell us what is happening where you are. Tell us. You can deceive other people, you cannot deceive us. Anywhere I go to and you ask me, I am going to tell you the facts. The facts are that the protest was going on peacefully until they brought in their thugs and turned it violent. Have you seen how no newspaper is talking about the thugs brought by politicians and by DSS? No, they won't talk about it. It turned violent. Who made it to turn violent? Politicians. They started blaming ethnicity. You're an Igbo man, you're in Lagos. You're from you're Efik man, you're in Lagos. They brought in tribe and ethnicity into a revolution. Who did it? Politicians. Oh dear. Let us open the lines and take a few calls, please. We open the lines and we take a few calls. Once again, once I accept your request, now you can call. If I have accepted some of you that have sent a request this morning, the number is +44 77 61 82 5346. Please, if you've sent a request, try and check your phone again. I have accepted some of you, and now you may call. Once I accept you, you call, as this very person has now done. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. My name is Ifeanyi Chukwu, calling from Aba, sir.
What is happening today? Ifeanyi Chukwu, what is happening in Aba?
Well, sir, from the look of things, the people appear that we are
re-strategizing.
We are coming up.
Yes.
Re-strategizing, sir.
Yes.
Because I know our men were listening to you, and all your advice, we are looking into it and seeing a way to push forward.
Thank you very much.
I want to commend you. In fact, I'm one of the people you're teaching I have grown mentally. My reason has changed whenever I listen to you. So I say, put more effort. Do not be discouraged, sir. We are with you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You see, thank you, my dear brother. Let me tell you one thing about Nigeria and Nigerians that is why I hate Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria, because you people are hypocrites. You people, excuse me, are gossipers. You people are cowards. Cowards you are. Let me take this call, and then I will go and tell you what I'm saying here. Oh dear. The caller on the line, can you hear me? The caller on the line, can you listen to your phone and not your listening device, not your radio? Listen to me. Can you hear my voice? Can you hear me? This UG, black people. Unbelievable. I picked his call and he was busy waiting. I'm saying hello on the phone, but he wants the hello to come through the radio before he can now reply. This UG. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, man.
Raise your voice or you muffle your phone. You're sounding as if you're running away from the police. Is everything okay where you are? Your voice sounds muffled.
Can you hear me clear?
No, it's not very clear. It is not, because this is signal. Signal is clean and clear. When I cannot hear you, it distresses me. I don't like that. Another caller is on the line. This caller, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning. That's better. That's how signal sounds.
I hear you.
Go ahead, please. Your name and where you are.
I'm calling from Abasa.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I want to call you off air after this. I have a very important information to give to you.
Okay, no problem. You call me after this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, my dear brother. In everywhere in Iguacha that they call River State, Wike is giving money to families of soldiers and police. In Lagos, where this whole thing started, or should I say where it gained traction and momentum, Sanwo-Olu is giving scholarship to the children of policemen, the same policemen that caused the brutality that led to the protest. He is not giving scholarship to the families of those shot at Lekki. They are not giving compensation or paying for the fees of the families of those who were killed by the police. They are giving scholarship to those that actually did the killings. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. This is your one Nigeria. Fulani youths did not protest, but they knew the road to palliatives discovered by those in the south who are protesting. That is one Nigeria for you. Exactly the history, or should I say, the goings on in the country that some of you call your home. Disgraceful. Ndebisi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Iguacha.
Iguacha, go ahead. What is happening there? Has Mika come again today with his Janjaweed?
No, sir. I called for the number you gave for the military men.
You don't have it?
On behalf of the number, no, they are not picking the call.
They will pick. It depends. Because the calls are too much sometimes. We are seeking to. We are looking to open up. Listen to me. Listen, please. We are looking to open up more lines today. So many more calls will be taken. There are many people that want to leave the army, the air force, the navy, and the police. Many of them, and we have absorbed many of them already. But everybody keeps saying, "Don't say everything on the air." It's not everything we're going to say on the air. But the second phase of this revolution, the whole world will hear about it. Don't worry about it. People are now leaving the army in their droves, and they are joining young and brave Nigerian youths to try and make sure that new society they are fighting for comes into existence. Many more lines will be open today. NBC, thank you very much for calling. Okay, thank you very, very much. Thank you. If I accept you, then you call. I accept you, then you can call. You can call. I believe this is a regular update. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. They cannot hear me. They are not there. Once I accept, then you call. If I accept you, you call. The caller on signal, can you hear me? Licio G. Black is listening. After hearing me say that it is not good to wait for my voice to come through your listening device, the next 3 persons that called is doing this exactly the same thing. Black people in this OG, they never listen. Black. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, please. Morning. Your first name and where you're calling from.
My name is Williams.
And where are you calling from? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abasasi.
From where? I can't hear you. From where?
Abba.
From Abba. Go ahead. We're listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, I called to thank you for the work you are doing for us this morning. And moreover,
go ahead.
No,
we can't hear you. I don't know what is going on. But the line is okay. We've spoken to a few people. The caller on the line, can you hear me? Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Loud and clear, sir. Good morning from here, sir.
Good morning to you.
My name is Pastor Jack from Lagos, sir.
Yes.
Although nothing much is happening, just like I said yesterday, that I don't actually want to divulge most of the information. People are actually strategizing that if they come out, they will not be able to quit. No police or army, you cannot see police or army on the road. Even though they are on the road, they don't put on their uniform. Everything in first person. That is just a real situation here. Nobody want to identify himself as a man because they don't know what the people had in mind. Because they shake it in Lagos, touch everybody, even though they can pretend. They are only making use of media to douse the tension, trying to demonize all the protesters by calling them hoodlums and all that. Whenever you tune your radio, that is the junk you hear from all the radio station and media houses. So that is what they do on a daily basis. Then in the night, they will rally down and arrest innocent people and call them the suspected hoodlums. That is what they are doing so far. But it will surprise them when the people will not able to get their information anywhere again. It will surprise them. That is so far the update from me. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for that. People are going to rise up again, and this time around, no mercy. From today, I will no longer praise any politician because they are all the same. They are all the same. Anybody writing or inboxing me or writing on my wall in praise of a politician, you will be banned, you will be blocked. They are all the same. No more praise. If you hear me praise any politician again, please correct me immediately. I will not press them again. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah.
What is your name and where are you calling from? Your first name only.
Hello, my leader. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Please lower the volume of this. Yes, this is Namdi calling live from Sapele.
What is happening in Sapele now? What is happening there in Sapele?
Well, from Sapele is come movement